Which term was introduced by Elaine Showalter to designate criticism by women about women's writing? A. Phallocentrism. B. Gender criticism. C. Androcentrism. D. Gyno-criticism. The term gyno-criticism was introduced by Elaine Showalter. So D. Gyno-criticism is the right answer. Next question. Feminist literary criticism emerged prominently in which decade? A. 1920s. B. 1940s. C. 1960s. D. 1890s. Feminist literary criticism emerged prominently in 1960s. So B is the right answer, 1960s. Next question. The term patriarchy in feminist theory denotes A. Female-centered narratives. B. Matrilineal societies. C. Male-dominated power structure. D. A non-binary approach to gender. The right answer is C. Male-dominated power structure. Next question. Which feminist critic called for the development of a female literary tradition? A. Toril Moy. B. Elaine Showalter. C. Kate Millett. D. Sandra Gilbert. The right answer is B. Elaine Showalter. Next question. Sexual Politics, a foundational text in feminist criticism, was written by A. Simon de Beauvoir. B. Helen Sixers. C. Kate Millett. D. Julia Kristeva. Sexual Politics was written by Kate Millett. So C. Kate Millett is the right answer. Next question. The concept of a creature feminine is primarily associated with A. Elaine Showalter. B. Virginia Woolf. C. Sandra Gilbert. D. Helen Sixers. The right answer is D. Helen Sixers. Next question. Which of the following feminist critics is known for psychoanalytic feminism? A. Toril Moy. B. Julia Kristeva. C. Mary Ellman. D. Betty Friedan. The right answer is B. Julia Kristeva. Next question. The work The Second Sex, which greatly influenced feminist criticism, was authored by A. Judith Butler. B. Toril Moy. C. Simon de Beauvoir. D. Elaine Showalter. The right answer is C. Simon de Beauvoir. Next question. Who wrote the influential essay A Room of One's Own? A. Adrienne Rich. B. Virginia Woolf. C. Kate Millett. D. Luz Irigaray. The right answer is B. Virginia Woolf. A Room of One's Own was written by Virginia Woolf. So B is the right answer. Next question. The term phallocentrism in feminist criticism refers to A. female authorship. B. A focus on male perspectives and values. C. Gender neutrality in texts. D. Matriarchal structures. The right answer is a focus on male perspectives and values. Next question. What does gyno criticism focus on? A. Feminist political movements. B. Male representations of women. C. Women's writing and female literary tradition. D. Post-colonial narratives. The right answer is women's writing and female literary tradition. Next question. Feminist critics often analyze how literature perpetuates A. Capitalism. B. Environmentalism. C. Patriarchal ideologies. D. Liberal democracy. The right answer is C. Patriarchal ideologies. Next question. Which critic distinguished between feminist critic and gyno criticism? A. Judith Butler. B. Toril Moy. C. Elaine Showalter. D. Sandra Gilbert. The right answer is C. Elaine Showalter. Next question. The Mad Woman in the Attic was co-authored by Susan Goober and A. Kate Millett. B. Mary Wollstonecraft. C. Sandra Gilbert. D. Julia Kristeva. The Mad Woman in the Attic was written by Susan Goober and Sandra Gilbert. So C is the right answer. Sandra Gilbert. Next question. Which of the following is not a major concern of feminist criticism? A. Representation of women. B. Environmental destruction. C. Language and gender. D. Power and ideology. The right answer is B. Environmental destruction. Next question. Luce Irigaray is associated with which theoretical branch of feminism? A. Marxist feminism. B. Cultural feminism. C. Psychoanalytic feminism. D. Liberal feminism. Luce Irigaray is associated with psychoanalytic feminism. So C is the right answer. Psychoanalytic feminism. Next question. Which type of feminism primarily critiques capitalist structures and class in relation to gender? A. Radical feminism. B. Liberal feminism. C. Marxist feminism. D. Ecofeminism. The right answer is C. Marxist feminism. Next question. Which idea that gender is a performance is associated with A. Julia Kristeva. B. Judith Butler. C. Elaine Showalter. D. Luce Irigaray. The right answer is B. Judith Butler. Next question. The work Sexual Textual Politics is by, which means Sexual Textual Politics was written by A. Toril Moy. B. Mary Ellman. C. Elaine Showalter. D. Simon de Beauvoir. The right answer is Sexual Textual Politics was written by Toril Moy. So A is the right answer. Next question. Feminist criticism often revisits which of the following texts to challenge its representation of women? A. Paradise Lost. B. The Wasteland. C. Don Quixote. D. Moby Dick. The right answer is A. Paradise Lost. Next question. One major aim of feminist criticism is to A. Eliminate modernist literature. B. Emphasize technological advances. C. Challenge male-authored canons. D. Promote postmodern theory. One major aim of feminist criticism is to challenge male-authored canons. So, C is the right answer. Next question. Feminist literary theory is heavily influenced by A. Positivism. B. Structuralism. C. Existentialism. D. Post-structuralism. Feminist literary theory is heavily influenced by post-structuralism. So, D is the right answer. Post-structuralism. Next question. Feminist phase, feminine phase, and female phase are terms used by. I repeat the question. Feminist phase, feminine phase, and female phase are terms used by A. Gilbert and Goober. B. Mary Ellman. C. Elaine Showalter. D. Julia Kristeva. The right answer is C. Elaine Showalter. Next question. Feminist critics analyze A. Only contemporary texts. B. Female characters only. C. Language, ideology, and narrative structure. D. Non-fiction only. The right answer is C. Language, ideology, and narrative structure. Next question. Mary Ellman's thinking about women focuses on A. Women's suffrage. B. Stereotypes of women in literature. C. Economic inequality. D. Psychoanalysis. The right answer is B. Stereotypes of women in literature. Next question. The feminist idea that the personal is political emphasizes A. Public over private issues. B. The division of labor. C. How personal experiences reflect broader social structures. D. Economic reforms. The right answer is how personal experiences reflect broader social structures. So C is the right answer. How personal experiences reflect broader social structures. Next question. Feminist critics often deconstruct A. Objective truth. B. Traditional gender binaries. C. Economic theories. D. Artistic techniques. The right answer is B. Traditional gender binaries. Next question. One central question of feminist literary theory is A. How is realism defined? B. Who holds the narrative authority? C. How is diction used? D. What are the rhyme schemes? The right answer is B. Who holds the narrative authority? Next question. Which approach critiques how language reflects male bias? A. Deconstructive criticism. B. Feminist stylistics. C. Archetypal criticism. D. Marxist criticism. The right answer is B. Feminist stylistics. Next question. The feminist term double bind refers to A. Literary ambiguity. B. The conflict of female identity in patriarchal structures. C. Dual authorship. D. Poetic contradiction. The right answer is B. The conflict of female identity in patriarchal structures. Next question. A key difference between first wave and second wave feminism is A. Use of post-colonial theory. B. Interest in psychoanalysis. C. Emphasis on suffrage versus cultural critique. D. Use of modernist texts. The right answer is C. Emphasis on suffrage versus cultural critique. Next question. Who among the following feminists draws on Lacanian psychoanalysis? A. Judith Butler. B. Kate Millett. C. Helen Sixers. D. Julia Kristeva. The right answer is D. Julia Kristeva. Next question. Feminist literary criticism is primarily concerned with A. Race. B. Form. C. Gender and power structures. D. Metaphysical themes. The right answer is C. Gender and power structures. Next question. In feminist theory, essentialism refers to A. Structuralist poetics. B. The belief in a fixed female's nature. C. The postmodern self. D. Marxist dialectics. The right answer is B. The belief in a fixed female nature. Next question. Feminist theorists often critique canonical texts for A. Length. B. Formal flaws. C. Gender bias and exclusion. D. Poetic structure. The right answer is C. Gender bias and exclusion. Next question. Which of the following statements reflects a feminist perspective? A. Literature transcends politics. B. Literary form is gender neutral. C. Texts reflect the gendered ideologies of their names. D. Gender is irrelevant in literary study. The right answer is C. Texts reflect the gendered ideologies of their times. Next question. Compulsory heterosexuality is a term developed by A. Judith Butler. B. Toril Moy. C. Adrienne Rich. D. Sandra Gilbert. Compulsory heterosexuality is a term developed by Adrienne Rich. So C is the right answer. Next question. Feminist criticism expanded in the 1980s to include A. Science fiction, B. Formalism, C. Post-colonial, queer and race theories, D. Medieval scholarship. The right answer is C. Post-colonial, queer and race theories. Next question. Which feminist critic introduced the idea of gender trouble? A. Helene Sixers, B. Julia Kristeva, C. Judith Butler, D. Toril Moy. The right answer is C. Judith Butler. Judith Butler introduced the idea of gender trouble. Next question. Which branch of feminism is primarily concerned with symbols and the unconscious? A. Liberal feminism, B. Psychoanalytic feminism, C. Radical feminism, B. Postmodern feminism. The right answer is psychoanalytic feminism. Thank you.